Honorable members, fellow South Africans, Bagaetsu, Dumelang. You see, today we are debating the phenomenon of state capture in our country. State capture is defined as a form of systemic corruption in which private interests influence government decision-making to their own advantage. Now, I think it's absolutely important to acknowledge that President Zuma did not invent state capture. He simply perfected it. Since Jacob Zuma assumed office in 2009, he has deployed loyalists to every lever of power and patronage. He has captured the parastatals to be looted through tenders and contracts. It's for that reason we have Dudu Myeni at SAA and Brian Molefe at Eskom. He has captured the institutions that keep him and his cronies out of jail. This explains why Sean Abrams was deployed to the NPA, why Benning Ntameza is the head of the Hawks, and why Tom Moyane was parachuted in at the SARS. That was phase one, in which Jacob Zuma captured the state. We've now moved on to phase two, thank you, in which the Guptas...
Point of order. Right here.
Yes, Honourable Member.
Thank you very much, House Chair.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition, will you just take a seat, please?
Would the Honourable Leader of Opposition...
On which point of order are you rising?
On calling the President by the name without referring to him as His Excellency or the Honourable...
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Members, let us observe the rules and let us call each other in an honourable way as reflected in the rules. Continue, Honourable Member.
That was phase one in which President Zuma captured the state. We've now moved on to phase two in which the Guptas have captured President Zuma. Honorable House Chair, when he got desperate on the campaign trail this year, President Zuma went around telling the members, telling everybody, telling South Africans that members on this side of the house are puppets. Now, that is incredibly rich coming from him, because we no longer have a president in South Africa, we have a puppet. Jacob Zuma is a puppet of the Guptas.
Order, Chair.
Yes, Honourable Member. Honourable Leader of the Opposition, will you take your seat, please? Why are you rising, Honourable Member?
Thanks, Chair. I think Honourable Maimane should learn to call the President Zuma, not by his name.
Thank you, Honourable Member.
Honourable Chairperson.
Honourable Member. Honourable, take your seat, Honourable Member. Honourable Maimane, let us continue referring to each other in a respectful way, please, and not call on first names. Honourable Maimane, let me just take the other point of order that is there at the back.
Honourable Chairperson, I just think that it's important that the members of our opposition knows that the President is actually not a member of this House.
Honourable Member, that's not a point of order. Please consult the rules. Read the rules. Continue, Honourable Maimane.
You see, as my colleague said, when the Guptas say jump, number one, or President Zuma says, how high? In fact, when the Guptas say, we want to land at Waterkloof, President Zuma says, I'll notify air control. In fact, when the Guptas say, fire Nene, Zuma says, he'll be gone by the end of the week. In fact, when the Guptas say,
Honourable Maimane,
I apologize.
Honourable Leader of the, no, just take a seat. Let me hear. No, I don't know what the Honourable Member is rising on, Honourable Maimane. I want to find out. Why are you rising, Honourable Member?
Honourable House Chair, the same order. It's the third time now that we are raising the same thing again. It shouldn't happen.
Thank you, Honourable Member. The Honourable Member has withdrawn that remark. Continue, Honourable Member.
You see, when the Guptas say, fire Nene, number one says, No, he'll be gone by the end of the week. When the Guptas say, get Minister Gordhan, number one says, I'll get the Hawks on it right away. When the Guptas say, we want a coal mine, number one says, I'll do one better. I'll get you your own Minister of Mineral Resources. You see, fellow South Africans, being a Gupta puppet is good business for number one and his family. For in this instance, President Zuma is so deep into the Gupta's pockets that I'm actually surprised that those pockets have actually not been declared a national key point. And we mustn't be fooled by the Gupta's move to Dubai on their promise to sell off their South African business interests. These are simply smoke screens. Because as long as the Guptas have number one cell phone number on speed dial, our country is governed by remote control from 11,000 kilometers. Every time the Guptas pull President Zuma's strings, the markets react and our currency plunges. We saw it when Minister Nene was fired. We saw it when the Hawks began circling around Minister Gordhan. Billions of rands left our shores and billions more were wiped out from our markets and thousands of jobs were lost. Honorable Chair, yesterday, Minister Pravin Gordhan stood here and said, we should be talking about how to create jobs, not about state capture. I'd agree with him, because I wish we didn't have to debate state capture. I wish we could make this debate about jobs. But the truth is, we cannot create jobs when our state is captured. Indeed, it is state capture that is pushing us towards a ratings downgrade. And make no mistake, if we're downgraded to junk status, hundreds and thousands more jobs will be lost. Now, we know that the members of the majority party in this side of the House agree that the Guptas have captured their president. We saw it yesterday when Minister Gordhan, in fact, simply said the facts are fairly clear about where the influences lie and what the purpose of these influences are. We saw it when Deputy Minister Mcebisi Jonas told us that he turned down a cabinet post offered to him by the Guptas. We know that many of you sitting on this side are worried about state capture. So why don't you stop it? I'll tell you why. Because you can't. Because your party has been captured by the Guptas through the president as his proxy. They control the National Executive Committee and they manage the so-called Premier League. The people in the ANC who benefit from this web of patronage and corruption outnumber those who don't. This is why, under number one, or President Zuma, the ANC can lose 3 major cities in an election and nobody in the ANC can take any action against him. Many of you on the benches of the ANC will lose your seats at the next election. But like turkeys voting for Christmas, you will continue supporting Jacob Zuma. President Zuma. The truth is this, is that the ANC is beyond redemption. The ANC cannot save itself. It cannot save our country. And so our salvation really lies in building a new alternative. It depends on patriotic South Africans from all political traditions joining hands to stop the plunder. We are, indeed, fellow South Africans, building this alternative in Johannesburg, in Nelson Mandela Bay, in Tshwane. In these places, we are stopping corruption, we are starting service delivery, and we are putting South Africans first. We're shining the light on dodgy tenders, and we're stopping fancy cars, and we're putting an end to blue light brigades and lavish parties. We won't stop this rot overnight, but in 5 years, be assured, each of these cities will look very different. Honorable Chair, there is hope for South Africa. We can turn our economy around, and therefore it is our duty today as this House to start the process of freeing our country from the grip of the Guptas. And so I call on all the members in the ANC who agree that state capture is unacceptable to do their jobs and support this motion today for a full parliamentary inquiry. I thank you.